So we saw how to create the database, right? Create database and database name. And as I said, every time whenever we are going to start working in a database, we need to activate the database, right? Now also, again, we are going to use the same database. You can see none of my databases are in activation. Now, whatever database I wanted to work, that I need to activate first. Let's use the same SQL 6 database. So let me activate first by executing the same syntax. Use database name, right? Now the database got activated, and yesterday we created the table already, employees table, right? We saw the create table syntax. We saw types of data types. We are only left over with the difference between char and varchar, which I will explain now. Right, remaining all things we covered. We saw about insert command. We will use insert command for inserting the data. Right, we inserted some data into the table, and by using select command, we displayed the data. Right, if I say select star from employees, we will get the complete table data. 4 columns we used and 3 rows we inserted, right? So up to here we are done. Before getting into the next concept, first let me explain the difference between char and varchar. That is, what is char, what is varchar, what is the difference between them. Let's try to understand now. So yes, for that I'll suppose as however we wrote where we used character data for employee name column, right? For employee name column, inside employee name column, I will definitely write character data. We will enter some names, so that is textual data or character data. So wherever character data or string data, we will also call it as, whenever we will use that, we will use this two data types, right? Either char or varchar. So what is char and what is varchar? Let's try to understand. I'm using the same employee name column. Okay, suppose here I'm defining employee name column, and for employee name column, I said let's use char here, and I said for every what we call character data, we need to define the size. We discussed that, right? We need to define size also whenever we define character data. So let me define char here. For char, I'm defining the same size as 10. Okay, so whenever I define like that, what will happen in the backend in the sense? So let me just a second. I took one box. I'm dividing this box into 10 parts, 10 divisions. Okay. Okay. Basically, as I mentioned the size as 10, I took one box and I divided the box into 10 parts. Okay. In which now I'll going to enter some name. Suppose if I am entering some name as uh, John. Okay. So I'll keep J in this box, O in this box, H in this box, and N in this box. Okay. So this is an employee name column. For employee name column, I define char as a data type. For char, I define the size. Why we are defining the size here in the sense to allocate the memory. That is, if I define the size as 10 here, I'm only supposed to enter up to 10 characters. If I enter any more than 10, that is 11 or 12 letter word, we will get an error because we already defining the size as 10, so that we are allocating 10 bytes of memory for this particular employee name column. Okay, that is the reason. To make you understand clearly, I took the box and make the 10 divisions here, so that in for this employee name column I can enter up to 10 characters only. Suppose if I enter any less than 10 characters, suppose I enter John word, here we are having 4-letter word, this is a 4-letter word, right? Remaining, I was left over with 6 boxes, correct? So whatever leftover boxes is there, that is whatever leftover bytes is there. As I said, as we define size as 10 here, by default, what SQL will do, it will allocate 10 bytes of memory, in which I used 4 bytes of memory to enter the John word. Okay, next whatever remaining 6 bytes of memory will is there, that bytes of memory, that remaining bytes for char, if I define char, what SQL will do, it will use all the remaining bytes of memory also by filling with the blank spaces like this. Okay. So by default, how much memory we are defining, irrespective of what we are using. If suppose I entered any 3-letter word like Ram, then remaining 7 boxes will be allocated with the spaces. That is, the entire 10 bytes of memory will be used whenever I define size. 10 in the sense, whatever size I mentioned, that complete bytes of memory will be used whenever I define the size. That is, I can say, whenever we are using char, memory wastage is happening, right? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because we are entering only 3-letter word, 4-letter word, but irrespective of that complete memory, whatever we are defining here, that complete memory is being used whenever we are defining char. That is, here if we use char, memory wastage will be done. So let's see now what happen if we use varchar. So suppose for the same employee name, if I am giving varchar as data type and if I am defining 10 as the size. Okay. Now again, the same box I'm taking here, I'll do that quickly. Okay. Again 10 divisions. Suppose 10 divisions. Now suppose again I'm entering John as a word here. J will be in this box. O, H and N. And but here whatever leftover memories are is there, that is again the 6 boxes whatever left over here, these 6 boxes whenever I use varchar, what SQL will do, whenever we define varchar, whatever remaining blank remaining memories sizes are there, remaining boxes are there, boxes in the sense actually memory bytes only. Okay, whatever remaining memory is there, that will be given back to the SQL itself. That is, that will be given back to the database itself. Okay, this whatever remaining memory is there, that bytes, the remaining bytes of memory won't be used for employee name column. How much, whatever name we entered, whatever data we entered, it will just take that required data only, that required memory only it will take. Whatever remaining bytes of memory is there, that will be given back to the database. Okay, so with this, memory wastage won't be done whenever we use varchar, right? Am I clear this example?
Yes.
So for this reason, every time we will prefer to use varchar in real time. We don't prefer to use char. If we want, we can use, but the memory will be wasted. Why, why unnecessarily wasting the memory? For that reason, we will use varchar. In which scenarios we will use char? In the sense, maybe if we know what kind of data we are going to enter. For suppose example, gender column. If we are using any gender column, we know what kind of data we will enter, like maybe male and female, right? So we know how many characters we required for that column. like that. If we exactly know how much data we are going to enter in any particular column, at that time we can use char. Whatever small leftover, suppose if it is gender, we can use some 6 characters. For male, it will be wasted two spaces, I mean 2 sizes. But for female, nothing. I mean, it won't waste. It will take the complete bytes of memory like that. So if we are wasting 2 or 3 bytes of memory, that is okay. But if we don't know how much data we are going to enter, and if we directly keep on, for employee name, if we are don't know, and if we give the complete size as 50, remaining bytes will be wasted in char. Whereas varchar, how much needed, that much memory only it will take, and the remaining memory will be given back to the database, right? So this is the major difference between char and varchar, and for this reasons we will use varchar. We will use varchar only in the real time. Okay, this is one point. And another point is that for char we can store up to 255 characters only. Okay, 255 characters, in the sense we can define up to here, as how I defined char of 10, we can store up to 250 characters in char. In varchar we can store up to 64,532 characters. Okay, again, if we are going to use more than 255 characters also, definitely we need to use varchar only. This is one more difference. And this thing, what is the difference between char and varchar, is one of the important interview questions. Okay, so I hope I'm clear about char and varchar.
Yes.
Perfect. So with this up to here, we are done with all the things. We didn't missed anything. We created the table, we displayed the data. Okay, and we understood about the data types. Difference between char and varchar is also done. Next concept is SQL commands. Let me open one more file. Let me save this file. Just a second. So as I said, to save this files, we can use this thing, or else directly controllers and we can save. Okay. So next concept, let's start. That is sub languages. Okay. As I said, in SQL, we have uh, 5 types of sub languages. Okay. So what is that in a sense? First, DDL, that is data definition language. Okay. Second one is DML, that is data manipulation language. And third one is DCL, data control language. And fourth one is TCL, transaction control language. Next, DQL, that is data query language. Okay. So this 5 types of sub languages we have in SQL. First one is data definition language, and each and every sub language here we will have some commands basically. So basically for every table we will have some types of commands, so which we will use to deal with the tables. Okay, so all those commands are divided into this 5 types. Let's see how many commands are there in each type. So the commands comes under commands, I'm talking about commands. So commands comes under DDL, that is data definition language, is create, alter, drop, truncate, and rename. First let me show you one picture, just give me a second here. You can see SQL commands. Okay, or basically SQL commands are divided into 5 types. Okay, 5 sub languages, we'll call it as DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, and DQL. Just now whatever we saw. So the commands comes under each language are this one. Under DDL we have 5 commands: create, drop, alter, truncate, and rename. Under DML we have 3 commands: insert, update, and delete. Next DCL we have 2 commands: grant and revoke. TCL commit, rollback, and save point, and equal select. Now let's see each and every command and let's learn all these commands basically. Okay, so yeah, that is what I wrote. 5 commands we have under DDL: create, alter, drop, truncate, and rename. Under DML we have insert, update, and delete. Okay, next in DCL we have uh, grant and revoke. Commit, save point, and rollback are the 3 commands which we have in TCL. And at last in DQL we have select command. Okay, so these are all the commands which we have in SQL. All the commands are divided into these 5 types of sub languages. Okay, so first let's see about DDL and let's try to understand about all these commands. Okay, so as I said, DDL is nothing but data definition language. Okay, so and the commands comes under these are create command, alter command, drop, truncate, and rename. So basically what is DDL in the sense, this DDL commands, what it will do, it will helps in, I can say, use it to create the table structure, I can say, or else instead of create we can discuss like use it to deal with the table structure. Okay, all the commands whatever we have inside a DDL, almost all of them will be, will do something with the table structure only. Let's see. First command is create command. What is create command? We already saw the syntax of creating the table, but what is create command in the sense, create command is used to create any database object. Okay, any database objects, whenever we wanted to create, we will use this create command only. Then what is database object in the sense, it can be table, it can be views, it can be procedures, like that. We will call all of them as database objects only. Okay, so to create any one of them we will use create command only. Okay, so for now we already saw the create syntax of table, right, in the previous class. So I'm not repeating it. The same syntax. Let me just copy that and paste it here. create syntax we will use whenever we are wanted to create table, we will use the create command. We already discussed that when we will whenever we are defining table, we will use create command, and whenever we are defining table we will define column names in it, and for each and every column we will define the data types, right? So this is about the create table syntax. And about views and procedures, at that point of time when we are learning about views and when we are learning about procedures, at that time we will see that particular syntaxes. Okay, for now I'm not repeating create command, okay, which we already learned yesterday. I hope I'm clear.
Yes.
Perfect. Next, alter command. Next command is alter. Before explaining alter command, let me explain a drop command. Okay. So what is drop command in the sense? We will use drop command. Use it to remove any table permanently from the database. Okay. If after creating any table, if we realize that we don't want that particular table, if we want to remove that table permanently from the database, then we will use drop command. Syntax is very simple here. Okay, that is drop table, table name. Okay, that's it. So let me use drop command now. So we already created employees table. So I don't want to remove that particular table. Let's do one thing. I will create one more table with the same syntax. Maybe I'll give a different name here. Suppose why different name in the sense every time in database table names should be unique. If I execute this one more time, I will get an error stating table employees already exist, right? Because we can't use the same name again and again if we wanted to create, I mean the table name should be unique here. So just to use this drop command, once again I'm creating the same table. Maybe I'm giving the table name as employees one here. Okay, so I'm creating it, I'm executing, I selected and I'm executing this. The table got created. Not only the table structure, let's try to insert the data also. So I'm just copying insert command as well, right? So I'm just changing the table name to employees one. Data got inserted. Now let's use select command to display the data. Select star from employees one, right? Now I'm executing this. I got the same table again. This is my employees one table. Okay. Now we can even observe here. I'm just refreshing. You can see I got employees table and employees one table, right? Now what we will do, let me use drop command on this employees table. So what I said, whenever I don't want this table, here I'm having employees one, now I wanted to remove that table. The syntax will be very easy, drop table table name, right? Let me use that again. Drop table. What is our table one table name? That is employees one. Okay, I wrote, I'm selecting and I'm executing. You can see it got executed successfully, and immediately you can observe from here employees one got removed. Only we are having one table. Suppose if I execute the same select star from employees one now, it will throw me an error stating employees one doesn't exist because we already dropped it, right? So drop command is used to remove table permanently from the database. The complete table will be removed. Whatever we used, the whatever table structure we created by using create command, whatever data we inserted by using insert command, everything will be removed permanently. Okay, that is about the drop command, and I hope I'm clear.
Yes.
Next, alter command. Basically, we are having 5 use cases of alter command in SQL. Let's see all the 5 use cases. First, let me discuss first use case. the first use case of alter command. Okay, so alter command is used to add any new column in the existing table. Okay. Hi Suma. So I saw just now you connected. Did you connected my yesterday's class or are you just connecting now?
No, ma'am. Today only I connected.
Okay. All right. So actually one demo is already done. Yesterday I took. Do you have any basic idea about SQL or are you completely new to SQL?
Actually, I'm completely new for SQL.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm working some basic commands I know, ma'am.
Okay.
Like I'm working as a Java developer.
Okay, fine, Suma. No problem. Actually, only
Yeah.
one class is done. The tool which we are using here is MySQL, and I
Okay.
gave the introduction about importance of data. I explained
Okay.
what is database, what is SQL, and I showed the user interface of this MySQL, and we created tables. First I created database, then we created one table, inserted data, and displayed the data which can be repeated going forward, no problem. Okay.
Okay.
Try to listen now today's class, and today is our last demo, guys. As I said yesterday also, we already got few registrations. Whoever will register by tomorrow, you will get a new Zoom link tomorrow. Please follow that link to attend tomorrow's session. Okay. And Suma, please don't worry. Actually, of course we are done with one or two demos, but whatever concepts I covered, it will be again repeated if needed. Okay, only the very basics I covered and it can be repeated. This is our second class actually, which I today I started sub languages concept. Inside sub languages we'll have five types of sub languages like this, which that is what I'm explaining. Okay, nothing much you missed. Still, if you have any doubts, I can clearly explain you once again. Okay.
Okay.
And here in our course I will teach everything from scratch. Obviously for every batch we'll have some mixed students. I will get experienced students, already experienced professionals who wanted to learn more advanced concepts, or else who wanted to brush up their skills, or else completely new students who are new to SQL. So for that reason, everything from scratch to the very advanced topic, we will discuss all the topics along with the real time database. We are using one real-time database here, something like an OTT platforms database or a movies database. First, three, four concepts I will explain. I will explain by using normal tables so that everyone can connect first the very basic concepts. Once we are done with that, I'll give you the real-time database and we will discuss remaining concepts by using that database so that it will be a kind of hands-on. We will get some hands-on experience whenever we will practice even with the big data, right? So that is my concept. Now let me continue today's class. Please listen. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
From tomorrow, the real classes will start from 6 o'clock only.
Correct, correct. 6 o'clock only, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. IST. The Zoom link won't work from tomorrow. Whoever will get registered for them, a new Zoom link will get. Please check your mails. Whoever already registered and whoever wanted to register, for you, you will get a new Zoom link. Follow that link and connect at 6 p.m. We will continue the classes if needed. If there is any another news, I mean, like this, if anyone needed, I'll just quickly repeat the previous concepts and we will continue in a flow. Okay.
Okay. The recordings also available, ma'am.
Correct. Recordings from the day one, from the demo one, recordings will be available for you, and that recordings will be available for 6 months from the day of your registration. Till 6 months the recordings will be available for you, and I will upload notes also. I'll give notes also. I'll give directly the SQL files. Here only I'll mention notes like this, theory parts of notes, and then syntaxes, examples, whatever it is. I don't give separate notes. This exactly SQL files only I will upload as a notes for you so that you can refer in one go, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
everything I will teach very detailedly along with the examples. We'll solve many examples, not only explaining syntaxes and one or two examples. We will discuss more examples, and I will upload the SQL files only.
Okay. Ma'am, I have one concern.
Yes, please.
I am very, I am getting very hectic work on Java developer, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested to continue on Java in my future.
Okay.
Like I have 3 years of experience.
Okay.
Uh, I want to shift for PBI, Power BI.
Okay.
So for Power BI also SQL is mandatory.
Yes, of
SQL is
course.
needed.
SQL
So
is compulsory subject for Power BI, or that is any visualization tool. I personally teach Power BI and Tableau as well. So first
mhm,
you we need to learn SQL perfectly. We need to have sound knowledge on SQL. Then you need to learn any one visualization tool. It is your choice, either Power BI or Tableau. Both are having equal demand in the market. You can learn them, and by using those two, you will easily get jobs. And I know when comparing to full stack or Java, that will be completely programming will be involved, and the it will be very hectic. But visualization
yes,
tool is very easy. No coding will be involved in it. Everything will be done by it's very easily we can learn and we can use.
yes.
Okay.
The jobs are more. We have more openings on PBI, right?
Yes, Power BI and Tableau as well. You can check. Even I don't know which location you are. Any locations in India and abroad, anywhere, if you check your Naukri portals or any job portals, will have equal opportunities for Power BI, for Tableau, basically for any data analyst. But we need to learn SQL. We need to learn any visualization tool. Somebody are learning both the tools, Power BI and Tableau, because to be frank, that subjects are easy, and we are
Mhm.
having nowadays in every domain those are useful. Data analysts are required, right? It's not only one domain. In each and every domain, data analysts are required. For that reasons, Power BI and Tableau is having this much of demand. But the real fact is, how much demand is there, how many openings are there also. Competition is also equally high, because because of the easiness, either because of
Mhm.
the availability, importance, and everything, many students are preferring to learn those subjects, right? So due to
Yes.
that reason also, some persons are learning both, even Power BI and even Tableau, so that some companies will use Power BI, some companies will use Tableau, right? If they learn to
Mhm.
whatever they will get, they can try for, maybe they will have to ways, right, to attend the interviews, like that. Or else someone will learn one subject, they will just go with that. Eventually, if needed another subject also, they will learn after 2 3 years. We can just shift. Being Tableau developer, if you work for 3 4 years, then you can shift to Power BI. Once you are working as Power BI, then you can shift to Tableau. Those are just tools. A little bit, I mean, it's there won't be much difference, only little bit functionality will be only different.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
again your choice. You can choose any of the subject. Both are same only. Both in
Mm.
both in both of the subjects, no coding will be involved. The concepts would be same. We will create graphs only by using them. But we need to know SQL knowledge for sure to use any of them. In
Mm.
interviews also, first round they will they will keep for SQL, and second round only for Tableau or Power BI. I
Uh-huh.
mean, first they
Okay.
will check our SQL knowledge. We need to have sound knowledge on SQL, because obviously we will deal with database there also. To create the
Yes.
graphs, first we want to even in Tableau
Extract.
or Power BI also, we will use the SQL queries there also.
Uh,
That is the
yes.
reason.
Okay.
Okay. This
Yeah.
is a best field actually. I'm working as a senior data analyst from 8 years. This is the best field.
Mhm.
We will have good growth, and eventually with our interest, if you learn Python as well, in addition, maybe not only now, after 2 3 years of your experience, if you learn Python as well, you can become a perfect data analyst. Like that, it's
Uh-huh.
our wish. You know,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
but basics compulsorily one visualization tool and SQL.
Uh, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me continue. Let's get back to SQL.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yes, we are discussing about alter command, right? In alter command, we have 5 use cases, I'm saying. So, first use case is that it is used to add a new column in the existing table. Okay. So, what we did here, we already created one table. that is employees table. We removed this employees one table, right? But still we are having employees table. Let me display that once. Select star from employees, right? I'm selecting, this is the execute button. Okay. After selecting any query, if we click on this button, it will get executed, and this is our output. We are having 4 columns in it. Okay, so basically we will use create command to create the table, and we use insert command to insert the data, which we already saw. Okay, going forward, if you have any doubts, that concepts will again repeat some more. Don't worry. So now
Okay.
we by using select command, we will display the data. We created employees table here. If I use select star from employees, we will get the output of that particular table name. Now, what is our requirement? We are understanding about alter command. We have 5 use cases here. Use cases actually. So first use case is that if I want to add a new column in the existing table, this is already my existing table employees. I'm having 4 columns here. If I wanted to add one more column now, I realize I want new column in the same table. So at that time, we will use alter command, because by using create command, we will create a new table, right? For newly we want a table, we will use create command, and we will give create table name within the parentheses how many columns we want, that many column names we will give, and for each column we will give the data type, which we already saw, right? But for the already existing table, if I want a new column, then at that time we will use alter command. Okay, that is what I wrote, use it to add a new column in the existing table, right? So what is the syntax? Let me write now. So to add the new column in the existing table, the syntax would be alter table name. Let me write first syntax, alter table name. We will use keyword called as add, because we are going to add a new column in the table, right? So we will use a keyword called as add, and then I will say column name, whatever column name I'm going to, sorry, whatever column I'm going to add, that column name. And every time whenever we are defining column name, we need to define the data type as well, right? So after writing column name, we will define the data type. If it is character data, we will define size, we know that. uh, or if not character data, no need of size, right? So this is the syntax. Alter table name, add column name, data type for the particular column name. Okay, let's see one example. Alter table name is employees, right? Now in this table, let's add, I'm using keyword called as add. Now let's add one more column, maybe bonus column. For this bonus column, I want to give the data type as maybe float, because for new, we know bonus column in the sense we will store numbers. For numbers, we are having two types of data types. One is int and the second one is float. Int in the sense it will only store numbers, right? Float in the sense it will accept decimal values also, as well as whenever I'm using float here, it will accept normal number, it will accept decimal value, both it will accept. That is the reason for such kinds of columns where whenever we don't know what kind of value we are going to enter, it may be a chance of having decimal values, then we will use this float command. Okay, float data type, sorry. So I used float as a data type here for bonus. Now let me execute this. I'm selecting this, executing. Okay, it got executed successfully. Now let's check. Refreshing this. Now you can see we got bonus column also. At the bottom in the information section, we can see. Now I selected employees table. At the bottom, you can see the complete column names and the data types. Even we can check the output by using select command. Select star from employees. I'm selecting, executing. This is my output. Just now we added a bonus column to this. We didn't inserted the data, we just added a column. That is the reason I got null values inside the table. But I got the new column, right? That is how we will use alter command. This is the first use case whenever we want to add a new column in the existing table. Next, second use case. Alter is also used to remove any existing column, or else I can say remove any column from the existing table. Okay, that is previously what we did. If we want to add any new column to the existing table also, we will use alter. If we wanted to remove any already, in the table, if I wanted to remove any existing column also, we can use alter only. Okay, suppose just now I realized I'm having this many columns, but I don't want any one column. Suppose let's remove the same bonus column. I realized I don't want that column. To remove that column, again I'll use the alter command only. Okay, now the syntax is alter table name. Now I will use a keyword called as drop. For adding, we used a keyword called as add. For removing the column name, I'm going to use the keyword called as drop. Okay, now as I am dropping the column, I will mention here column here, that is drop column name. Okay, previously what we saw, drop is a command. Whenever we wanted to remove table permanently from the database, we will use drop command. Right, at that time what we used, drop table name I wrote. Correct. Now if I used right like this, here I we wanted to remove the table. That is the reason after drop we wrote table as a keyword and we gave table name, and whenever we selected this, we executed this, the table got removed. Okay, normally to remove the table we will use drop command like this, but to remove the column inside alter command we will use the drop, and we need to mention we are going to drop a column. Okay, now let's see. Alter table, employees is our table name, drop column, what is the column name, bonus. Let me remove the bonus column only. Okay, for removing, no need of mentioning the data type. Whenever we are defining only, we will define the data type, right? Now I'm selecting this, I'm executing. This is our execute button. This is the output section. You can see it got executed successfully. Whenever we go, we'll get this green color tick mark. That means it got successfully executed, right? Now let me refresh. This is a refresh button. I'm refreshing once again, and you can see bonus column is removed. Even we can see by using same select command once again, select star from employees. You can see bonus column is removed, right? I hope I'm clear to use cases of alter. Now let's see about third use case. Third use case is that by using alter command, we can even change data types. Okay, we can even change data types of any column, any existing column, I can say, right? So while defining the table itself, we will define the data types. We already saw that. So here you can see for employee name, I define the data type as char, right? Just now we observed what is the, by using this, just now we observed what is the disadvantage by char, right? For char and varchar, what is the disadvantage we observed already? Whenever we are using char, memory wastage is being done. For varchar, memory is not getting wasted, right? But previously, whenever I created employees table, why we gave employee name as char. Now as I understood the importance of varchar, as I understood that memory will be wasted in char, now I wanted to change my data type of employee name from char to varchar, like that. Whenever we want to change the data types, we can use the same alter command. Okay, let's see. Let me first show you the syntax here. That is alter table name. Here we will use a keyword called as modify. Okay, previously for adding a new table we used, adding a new column we used add as a keyword. For removing the existing column we used drop as a keyword. Now for changing the data type, we will use modify. Obviously, modify in the sense changing only, right? So we are going to use modify as a keyword now. And then I will say I'm going to modify column, and then I'll say what column name I'm going to modify, and and in that column name basically what we are modifying. That is, I can directly give new data type, where I said basically we are trying to change the data type, right? So directly we can give new data type. Let's see. Suppose alter table. Table name is employees. Okay. Modify keyword we need to use. Then I'll say column. And what column name we are going to change? Employee name, column name, right? So I'll give employee name. And what is my new data type? I wanted to give varchar, and I'll define the size as 10. For character data, we will define size also, right? Now from char, I'm trying to change my data type to varchar. Like this, we need to write. Let me execute. It got executed. Let's refresh and check. Now it got changed to varchar, right? Like this, we will use alter command to change the data types. Okay. Even for the varchar, I don't want this size. I want any bigger size also. I can say I'll use again the same syntax, and only I'll change the size. Okay. And don't worry, guys, these are all syntaxes actually. With some practice, obviously, no other choice. We need to remember the syntaxes. With the practice, we will get used to it. Okay. I hope whatever I said till now, is it clear for everyone, like yesterday's class and today's class?
Yes, clear.
Perfect. So now let's check one out. Let's check one error actually. Okay. Every time we are getting all, successful outputs only. So let's see, let's try to get any error here. So we already defined the varchar size as 10 for employee name. So I said here, why we are defining the size, whatever size we are giving here, that many characters only we can enter in this particular column, right? If more than 10 characters, if I try to enter, it will throw me error, I said, right? So let's try to see. Let me use insert command once again. Obviously, insert command, as I said, it is used to insert the data. And the syntax is insert into table name. Actually, we already have, where is select command? We already have three rows here. Now one more row I'm going to insert. For the next row also, how many rows, whenever we wanted to insert, we will use again insert command only, right? So insert into table name. We will give values as a keyword, and we will insert data like this, right? In the same sequence. First, I need to give employee ID. I'm giving it as 4. Next, employee name. Maybe I'm giving my name itself, comma salary. I'm giving as 60K. Date of joining, randomly I'm giving some 2020. Let's me give it in quotes. Every time dates, how we need to give? First we need to use year, then month, then date, right? And as I said yesterday, or every time character data and data, dates we should mention quotes, maybe single quotes or double quotes, no problem, but we should mention the quotes here, right? No, for normal numbers, no need of mentioning the quotes. Like this, we will insert the data. Every column, after entering column wise in a sequence, we need to enter. After entering, we need to mention comma here, that is, this is first column data, second column data, like that. And we need to use the parenthesis brackets. Once the bracket is closed, once the parenthesis closed, that means it will understand this is my first row of data. This is one, this is one row of my data. And next row, let me give it as 5. Okay. Now I will give it some other name. Okay. Hmm, what, I'll give randomly some name. I'm giving some dates. Okay. So normally I'm inserting some data. I inserted, it got executed successfully. Now let me display select star from employees. Okay. This is the output. We have 5 rows here. Okay. Now let me insert once again 6th row and let's try to see. I'm copying everything again. I'm giving the number as 6 here. Let me give some random name which is greater than 10. Here I'm specifying size as 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me give. Oh, here. Let me change this and I'll give randomly anything, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like that. I'm giving one something. Some letters I give which is greater than 10. So like this, as we know that for this column, employee name column, I already defined size as 10 only. That is, I am supposed to enter up to 10 characters only. If I am entering more than 10 characters, we will get the error. What kind of error we will get? Let's see. I'm selecting this. I'm executing. You can see the error data too long for column employee name at row 1. Right? It is saying very clearly data too long for column employee name. For employee name column, whatever data I entered, that is too long. So that is my error because we already defined size as 10. Now suppose every time, see, obviously in real time someone will create the tables and we will work on it. Whenever we are entering any data, if we are seeing this kind of error, we need to understand the data in that particular column, the data type, the size they mentioned is not enough for us. So at that time again we will use the same alter command and we can modify the you know size here. Let's do that. Right, I'm using the same thing again. Alter table name, modify column name, employee name varchar. I'm giving the size as 50 now. Okay, because I can give anything, because in varchar how much I enter also no problem, remaining data memory won't be wasted, it will be given back to database, right? Now I'm executing once again this, it got executed. Now if I'm executing this, it will execute successfully, right? See, it got executed because now I increased the size. Simply by using same alter command, modify, I'm using the same column name, same data type, I only changed the size. Right? Now if I select star from employees, you can see I got whatever I entered. Right? This is how we will deal with. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So this is the 3 use cases we are done. Basically, we are having 5 use cases. Next 2 use cases I'll explain in the next class. But as I said, this is our last demo. Whoever interested, you can get register with us. I think you already got mails. Whoever attended newly today, you will get a mail again from the admin team, and you can also check the payment details and the registration details in chat box also. And you can attend. I mean, you can get register if you need it. I mean, if you are interested, right? This is the index or course content of MySQL, which I already shown you yesterday. These are all concepts starting from scratch, introduction to databases to the very advanced concepts, joins, functions, joins, regular expressions, group by clause, having clause, all the clauses, of course, right? Next, clauses and operators, subqueries, normalizations, all the normal forms, ER diagrams, views, indexes, temporary tables, CTEs. Okay. Stored procedure, window functions, every concept will be covered here along with the real-time database. We will use live project only here. That is movies data. Movies database. On that, we will work on all the questions. At the end, we will discuss interview questions as well. Now we are in this part. Okay. Anyone? Again, from tomorrow, we'll start our exact classes and maybe tomorrow, Friday, right? If possible, whoever already got registered, whoever attending tomorrow by using new link, try to log in. Anyone try to log in by using your laptop so that I can show the MySQL installation process first. So that once you will get the folder access, I will upload the files so that you can practice, right? As I already have the software in my system, usually I'll do this in all the batches. I will ask any student to bring the laptop and we will share their screen and I'll show you the installation process, which we will see tomorrow first and then we'll continue with today's concept. If needed, we will, if anyone comes news, we will just quickly explain remaining concepts and we will continue. Okay. Yes, Vishal.
Suppose due to some reason I will not attend last 5 to 10 days, then I attend other batch.
5-10 days.
Last suppose is due to some reason.
Okay, I
Uh,
understood. But how it will be in the sense, you, of course, I'll take morning batches and evening batches, but maybe suppose I'll start now and maybe another batch I will be in the another concept. You might miss another concept like that. It will be right. Again, if it is continuously you are stopping and if you don't want to continue, not like 1 week or 10 days. Suppose up to here you learned, then you are not going to learn any other concepts. You need to talk with admin team. They will allow you to attend any another batch, but in between 4 5 classes it will be little bit tricky actually, because in every batch the concepts won't be here and there, it will be there, right? So for that reason. Okay, but most of the time, we will get the videos. If you miss any 1 or 2 classes, that will be covered. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the class. But as you're saying, like 1 week in 10 days, that is the what I cannot say exactly now. If it is possible, we can do that. Or else, as I said, we have previously like some students who for some xyz reasons they stopped in between and they wanted to continue after 3 months, after 2 months, like that they stopped and they came back to the another batch. That is happened, but like this never happened before. So you can ask the same with the admin team, they will answer you. Okay, all right guys, any other questions? If everything is clear, I'll end the session. I'm having one more class now. And if anyone is interested to attend the Tableau demo, even I started Tableau demos like from last 2 days. You can attend that demo also. And the timing is from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. That also again today only last demo for Tableau as well. I'm just informing you. Okay. All right, guys. If everything is clear, I'll end the session now. Sorry. Suma, are you speaking something?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Uh,
Rahul, did you speak? Did you spoke something?
no, I just mentioning about you can end the session. So
Okay.
thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Suma, any questions?
no, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Then I'm ending the session. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.